Welcome to another episode of the Cardinal podcast, where we discuss all things affiliate marketing. Today, we decided to delve a little deeper into the iGaming niche, and we're doing it with Brendon Spiteri, head of commercial at Routy. But before we start, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our podcasts. So, hello, I'm very glad to see you here. I read your interview for us for Cardinal just the night before the podcast. This is my kind of preparation, you see. So I had to jot down a few things just in case I want to delve deeper into the subject. But still, while I was reading, there was one pressing issue in my head, because you see, iGaming in general, I mean, as a niche, is something that is filled with uncertainty. And probably it can be very overwhelming because you cannot predict whatever is happening there. You cannot even, probably you cannot even understand where to look and how to adapt. So my question here is there a habit or some kind of routine that helps you stay grounded, that helps you stay rational perhaps and make grounded, well-weighted decision?
To be honest, I've been in this industry for 8 years now, and I kind of understood it's always going to be there's the uncertainties, and it's just part of the business. It's high risk, so it's going to change from day to day usually. What I did was continue learning, because from my background, I wasn't part in affiliation before. I was part of VIP teams before. I saw that there was the issues with regulation coming in that affected the VIP side. So what did I do? I saw that the affiliation side is very similar to VIP, because you're managing partners and whatnot. Also, there was the aspect of customer service in a way, but then there's the element of marketing. So from my side, I continued learning. I jumped into affiliate marketing, then I got into marketing as a topic of the industry. I learned more about the funnels, how they work. And fast forward, that is why I am in this position as head of commercial for a traffic tracking tool, because I have to understand the affiliation business, how it's built, how it operates, because that's how we're kind of upselling our clients and how we're cross-selling features to our clients. So the industry, you have to keep learning. That is the key fundamental, because today your job is secure. 6 months down the line, maybe it's not. So what you need to do is just adapt, skills adapt. If you learn skills that are translated to other roles, you'll manage.
Okay, so essentially you propose people that they should be more flexible, ready to take another course, for example, try to educate, themselves or someone else, try to take courses perhaps.
And speaking to people. So I've been in the industry again for some time, but I kind of learn more from people than other stuff. People, when you example meet someone from the retention side, from the fraud side, it's always asking questions, what they do for the business, how they help the business, how the industry, and usually that is how I grew the network, learning from other people. In affiliation, I started from scratch without knowing much marketing, but at that time, the head of acquisition, he taught me everything. So I learned from someone. And after that, I just kept talking to other people in the network to see what they're doing differently and whatnot. And it's always just trying new things. So yes, you can do courses, so you have certification, but I think through people and mentors, it's always going to be a better experience because you're talking to them personally and they will go through experience. They're going to tell you scenarios. So you have an idea how to implement a certain task or certain project. That is my great.
So attending conferences, for example, networking.
Yeah, so conferences, I attended a lot in the past. I reduced a lot, but I still attend these networking events that are a bit fewer people. At this point, before I worked with SBC, so I was part of the events team. So I kind of grew my network there really a lot. And I'm still in touch with some people that I go to networking events here and there, but I'm very open to talking to everyone nowadays, like understanding what they're doing. Again, the industry keeps evolving. You find new solutions, new people introducing new projects. So being active and communicating with people, I think personally, it helped me a lot.
I'd also add a point, stay curious, that kind of thing,
Yes,
because you have to be inquisitive.
Always. Things that worked yesterday might not work today. That is the fundamental that you have to go to.
So that's the explorational aspect about it. So you're feeling like an archaeologist at times.
It's always like that. Like honestly, especially depending which side you're coming. If you're working with traffic that didn't work yesterday might change and adapt better today. It's always exploration, and again, keep learning. Because if you get stagnated, then that's a problem.
I see. So now, speaking from experience, affiliates in general, working solo or in teams, in tandems, you know what I'm talking about, are prone to severe stress. Different people fall on anywhere on the spectrum, anywhere from I'm going to lose my job to say I'm going to be screwed up and whatever it is. Yeah, right. So, are you subject to such mood swings? And if you aren't, how do you deal with that?
Well, everyone in this industry, especially that's you're part of affiliation or steady sales, commercial, your burden of performance is there, right? Your metrics is sales, traffic acquisition. It's always numbers. So I think if someone tells you no, that would be a bit of a lie, because everyone has a metric that they have to look to and to respond to. So the difference is this: when a company approaches you and say, "Hey, your metrics are low. We need to see how to fix it." That's one approach. But if they're threatening you that you're going to lose your job, that's a different thing. So the idea is, example us, if someone is not getting their metrics, we're going to check why, and you have to understand if it's an industry thing or a product thing. So there's always these kind of things. You have to see why the KPIs are not met. And you as a person, you have to understand if it is on your side or is it the product. That way you can actually fix what you're doing or fix the product. So that is, again, something that will help you grow. Don't take it too personal as well, because sometimes, I mean, I've been in projects that failed. Am I a failure? I don't think so. It's just a project that went, well, yeah. But the product didn't work. But what did I do? The next project, I'm going to look at it at a different light and say, okay, let me take what happened in this side and apply it better on this side. It's all trial and error. So if you're feeling at some point that you're failing on something, maybe the next project will be better based on what you're doing on this project.
So again, that's about adaptability and learning, and perhaps analytics as well.
That's another thing. And then data nowadays, it's rooted in everything. Everything you do, like podcast, you have views. If you have sales, you have income. Everything is numbers. So everything is, you can predict and even understand better with data. Without data, even our job is more into the data. So it is fundamental nowadays as well.
I see. Now I'll ask a very theoretical question that requires your imagination. This is an interesting one, honestly. So, if money were no object, what ambitious or unconventional, let's say, a gaming project would you like to try? Maybe go all in on some crazy offer or launch a wild campaign, something.
I would start a business that hires streamers to promote our brand. And from the brand, we promote casinos or sportsbooks. I want to build like these sort of not streamer house, but streamer groups. You pay fixed payment, whatever you pay them of salary, and they work for your brand. It's not for a specific casino, it's just for the brand. And build from there. And monetize it through, affiliation or media sales, right?
Well, that idea with streamers sounds interesting, honestly. I'm not really a huge fan of streamers in general, but I understand the concept and I understand how people feel enticed by the personality behind the streamer.
That's the thing. So, example, I always been a video game geek. I used to play video games a lot. Nowadays, not that much, but
we'll talk about games then.
So I followed streamers to showcase how the game looks and whatnot. And if something I liked, I always kind of, okay, maybe I should give it a try. So there is that incentive that a streamer can change your judgment on something, or maybe you want to try it. So if it is a group that is dedicated to a good audience, I think there is ways to get qualified leads and qualified sales just because they're in that niche already.
Okay.
And I think for casinos is the same. It's the same thing. Most people that watch a streamer play, most likely they already play themselves or like to play slots or blackjack, example. And if they see him play, maybe they're interested to try themselves as well.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. As I have previously said, I'm not really a huge fan of streamers, but I watched Markiplier for a while, and I was interested to play certain games that he played because I myself would never do that.
Horror games, Markiplier, you mentioned.
Yeah, he's my
I know.
favorite, honestly.
I know.
He's a good one. He's a very kind man, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, I understand. He shows the games he plays, and you're like, well, maybe this is something I would like to try. So yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Plus, I sometimes I don't like play horror games that much as well, so I rather watch someone else play it. I know it's
True. I watched him play Resident Evil with Lady Dimitrescu, and also the latest one with Leon.
yeah.
Okay, I would not play it myself because I would be, well, I'm a coward. I will be honest. I will die immediately. Like, I will not reach the point where Leon appears. I will be dead by that moment. But still, that was very interesting to watch, and also I could admire the art of video gaming as well. But I would not play that.
But example, if you watch someone that plays similar games that you like, for example, me, I like a lot of, again, it's already, I think, a lot at work, but I like strategy games as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up buying strategy games based on recommendations from streamers because I say, okay, this is something that looks fun, looks good. Why not give it a try? So that's already incentivizing a sale. And if we look at it on the iGaming side, it's quite similar because the people actually look at streamers as a community builder and they will take recommendations from them basically.
Yeah, and also streamers form a community, as I have you previously stated. So yeah, there is a bind between them, some kind of rapport between the community members and the streamer himself or herself. Okay, good. Now I understand it better. So, next question about iGaming, full iGaming. As I know, VIP programs in casinos are no longer of real advantage. They're not particularly useful anymore as a creative hook or, for example, as a meaningful competitive edge. So let's pretend I'm an affiliate and I'm absolutely stuck. I don't know what to do. So, what should I do? How should I find a way out of this situation? What techniques and tactics should I consider? And how would you approach traffic acquisition in today's environment?
So the thing is about VIP programs, they work to extent, but they're not unique anymore, right? Every operator has a VIP program. Back before, VIP programs were limited, not everyone offered it, and it was more prestigious thing to be part of. But nowadays, since majority of the operators have it as a retention program kind of thing, it lost the uniqueness. So, and another thing is the industry, there's so many new casinos released that most of them look the same. A lot of them, there's no more the unique factor anymore. That's the problem that I see. So if you look at it from a player perspective, why would you play on this casino instead of the other one? And most probably it's going to be either the game catalog, that they have more unique games maybe, or some features that are more uniquely tied to the brand. If you're looking for, let's say, if you're an affiliate manager and you need traffic sources, you need to see how you can push your brand uniqueness compared to the others. Because everyone has a sign-up offer, everyone has a deposit, everyone has the same thing. But what keeps the player is the uniqueness of either the games catalog or maybe you have a sportsbook feature that no one has. There has to be something unique in a casino to maintain the players.
I see. So that's actually a unique proposition. You need to stand out from the crowd.
And that's the thing, the industry, again, we're seeing a lot of these casinos launching the same, it looks the same nearly dashboard and everything, it's just that they changed the logo and they changed the color scheme. As a player, you just go in, use the bonus. If you win, you win. If you don't, you just go back to your main casino that you're spending the most money with. So it's creating this kind of issue. Players are not sticking to certain casinos.
I see, yeah. Probably people are, I wouldn't use the word blindness in this case, but what is it if it's not blindness? Because they probably get used to the color schemes and so forth.
Exactly, but the colors, I'm not sure if that's going to pull a player, like it's not the example. Let's say before there was more gamification in terms of, like, similar to these mobile games example. you have gamification every time you log in. It was replicated to casinos. They did it, and everyone is doing it now as well. So there's these kind of gamification tools that started as a unique, but then everyone started copying it. So they have to find another unique feature that can only be tied to a brand in a way. It's hard. I think it's hard because again, if you're playing a lot with people's psychology in this case, you're putting yourself as a client yourself. But that is the only way forward in this case. You have to stand out.
Actually, it reminds me the situation with different platforms. First, we had TikTok, and then everybody started copying it, like Reels, and then something on Twitter.
Because it works. They saw it working, and everyone is going to say, okay, that works. That's just maybe it's not that hard to implement. And everyone say, why don't we have this? And it's always going to be the same thing. Everyone's going to replicate the same thing, and there's no uniqueness in anything. Then you have to find the next good thing that everyone's going to, and most probably everyone's going to copy you in a year or two. But that's how this business is going at this point.
I see. On a related note, by the way, are there any acquisition or retention mechanics that have unexpectedly made a comeback? Something that everyone thought was dead, no, gone, long gone, not to be revived, but suddenly it's here, back again.
So I'm not sure if we can name a company, but they're good friends of mine, so they appreciate it. Shout out, but I can explain. So we're in an industry where email marketing, everyone say it's dead. There's too much AI. There's too much stuff going in. I barely check the inbox because I get flooded every day. But there's companies that are still experts in email marketing, and they still manage to get clients to onboard to actually help them on email marketing. So, and their click-through rate, they show me their click-through rate last time, and it's still good. It's still bringing clients. So, like example, hybrid interaction. Shout out to Shahar. I'm not sure if you ever heard about him, but he is the one that he upfront tells you email marketing is dead, but we're making it work.
Okay, that's an interesting point of view. I actually would not think that email marketing could bring in new people, but then I remember Steam, obviously, because yeah, it works. It shows you that there is a sale, 10% something, and then there is also a picture that shows that this particular game, it's on your wish list, by the way. Would you like to buy it?
Exactly, and that's how you can change it, right? Like if you're a casino operator that owns multiple casinos, you can send an email saying, hey, look, we have a new brand, we have a new this. It's always the new factor to acquire. It's more of a retention as well than new, because it's a new player for the new casino, but at least maybe you can keep him on that new casino, On the affiliate side, I think it's much easier done, as you have a list of new casinos and you can just email the top list that you're running. But nowadays, since a lot of operators are running multiple brands, there is ways to try to retarget clients as well. And these guys, as I said, they've been in business a long time. They've been making decent income from it. I think it's working. If not, why should they be here, So.
Yeah, I see. I also wanted to ask about non-bonus retention mechanics. Do they still work when it comes to keeping players engaged? Because from what I see, the number of bonus hunters keeps growing, and you probably don't want them to appear in great numbers.
So this is another problem with the uniqueness part, right? Because as a new player, so let's again go back as a new player. What you're gonna do? If you're gonna see a new casino pop up and they're gonna offer a new bonus, you're gonna try it. If you don't win, no problem. Just go back to your old casino that you have the loyalty with. So it's more of the brand loyalty, the uniqueness that you can offer to keep the player. But these players will stay not because you're giving them X amount of bonuses, or because they're already getting the bonuses from new casinos popping in. They play it. If they win, they win. If not, oh well, we lost it. So again, it's more of having that unique offer, unique feature mostly. Example, I know a specific game provider always have a good interaction and engagement with some players based on their games. I think that is the fundamental, having a strong casino game catalog and a feature that only your brand has, or try to keep it as much specifically to your brand.
I see. Now, taking a few steps back, retracing our steps, we've spoken about streamers, and this is a very interesting subject for me personally because, I wouldn't call myself a video game geek, but I'm very close to that. So it makes perfect sense. Streamers in iGaming, in gaming in general, yes. But my question here is, at what point should a casino brand consider to part ways with a profitable streamer?
So profitable, but as in the casino's making money from them already? Because if that's the case, why would you want to part ways with him anyway?
Well, probably you're displeased with their behavior, or they want more from you.
No, in that case, example, I ran with streamers before, and I always kept a close contact with them in terms, even if we stopped, I don't treat them badly. And that's the problem, because if you kind of dismiss them immediately, they're going to just go and badmouth your product, right? So what we did is we had streamers that started, sent traffic, nothing worked. And I told them, listen, we're not seeing any uptick. We spent too much money. I think it's better we pause the campaign and maybe we start again later down the line. Because what's going to happen? Maybe the traffic that you bought today is going to play in some months' time. You're still going to see the traffic source, how it's performing. You're still going to see if a player he brought last month, if he's going to play this month or next. So there's always going to be that window of possibility. And I think just, again, being transparent as to why you're going to stop working with them for now and leaving the window of opportunity for maybe work again in 4 months or 5 months down the line. Maybe he even grows his channel. Maybe his channel at that time wasn't that good. Maybe now it's getting better. So, and obviously we're talking about the genuine streamers, not the guys that have bot traffic or anything of sort, like, because there are those instances. And that is a behavior that's a problem in that side of the industry, because there's a lot of scammers and bot traffic as well with streamers. But if you have actual good streamers, you're going to get more genuine traffic. But again, it might not work. If it doesn't work, again, leave the window of opportunity. Maybe down the line in 4 months, 5 months, you can work again.
So postponing is key, and probably reassessing.
Exactly, and this is a system that you do even with PPC traffic, right? Like you launch for 1-2 months with a PPC affiliate. You're gonna pay him on CPA most probably, so you're already paying more than what you're getting. So you pause the campaign for a couple of maybe a month or two, see how it's progressed. If you see profit, you're gonna tell him, okay, it's good to go. Let's start again. So it's more of buying in a certain amount without affecting your budget too much and see how it progressed through the months.
Thank you. Have you ever seen cases where a brand cuts ties with a streamer and the audience simply migrated to another casino?
Yeah, and that happens more than often, because what's happened is if you're going to tell the streamer, no, we're not going to work and that's it, and you don't give him any reasoning or whatnot, he'll just message. Most of the streamers, they have a community either on Discord or Telegram or something that have communication. So what's going to happen is he just messages them, listen, this brand cut ties with us, we're not playing, we're not using them anymore. Here's a better casino. So they're already influencing the audience to stop playing with you, right? So that's one of the key reasons you need to explain to them, listen, in a good manner, and explain that maybe we will work later down the line. Maybe you won't, but at least closing the deal in terms of not with arguments, in a more business kind of thing.
So you should find some individual approach somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Because these guys, you have to treat them as business partners, right? The streamer, he's a community owner. He owns the community, not the casino. They lend you the community and maybe they stick. But technically, the casino doesn't own the community, and they will not buy the community.
Sure.
It's who garnered the following is the streamer.
That's actually a very interesting challenge. I've never thought about that, because you can buy the streamer, but you will not buy the community because there are many different people. That's interesting.
And again, if the brand for them is just a brand, there's no spokesperson involved. There's no one to.
There's no face, practically. There is no face, there's no personality, because they follow the streamer for their jokes, for, I don't know, for their conversations, speculations, and whatever. Yeah, I understand that.
Exactly. And people buy from people. So it's always going to be the case. If it's just a brand, it's easier to disconnect from it. But if someone, example, I'm coming to Margaret, I'm buying something, I'm going to be different than buying it from just the brand itself, you know?
Yeah. Because again, you have a personality and you have your own quirks. And this is interesting for people. If you have your charisma and your charismatic approach, people will be more susceptible to it because they probably know who you are and they know what to expect. Yeah, I understand that. Because, well, you see, I also have some kind of community, and people say that I'm funny. I don't think so. And they also say that I'm chaotic, and people love being chaotic. But obviously, a brand, especially if it is a well-established brand, cannot afford themselves to be chaotic, because this is probably.
And because example, I know what one of the brands that I worked with before, as in I was an affiliate manager there, we had a very strong social media team.
Mm-hmm.
They they didn't show themselves, but through kind of certain posts and certain interactions, they kind of pushed their character in it,
Ah,
following it. So there is ways how to do it, but you have to have a passionate social media manager as well, because he would do like these funny stories. He'll post some memes here and there, and he created this kind of community that they enjoy watching. Like let's pick up like Ryanair example.
you reminded me of Larry and, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
You see, they're still funny. I follow them just for the sake of it. They're funny to talk to. That's it. But
exactly. So there, a brand can still inject a bit of personality, but there has to be someone on the back end, social media manager that understand these kind of interactions.
yeah, and the board of executives should approve of that, obviously, because sometimes they can be, they can cross the line with their communications. I've seen that more than once. If I were the boss, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would like, well, isn't it a little too much?
Sometimes, yeah, there are brands that have chaotic social media team, and you, I think they hire people just for that position. They how chaotic are you on social media? Good, come with us.
The chart of chaoticness. Okay. But still, I think this is, I would say this is an exception. Not many people are brave enough to pull it off. Because, yeah, that requires bravery.
Exactly, but then in that case, you're building the brand, the character, right? It's not just another logo, another website, something. There is something. Even lately, example, before you used to see what they call, sorry, I forgot, mascots. There's not many mascots around anymore. They don't use them. I mean, you can always try to use them, but again, there has to be a bit of personality in them. So we see this is again marketing, going more into the marketing side. But example, if you look at American football, everyone has a mascot. Some of them more popular than the others, and some of them have a different personality as well. That is the difference that having someone push a personality in a brand makes.
I see. Now I understand it a little better. The whole thing. Okay. In your opinion, which segment of the iGaming industry, for example, casino, sports bet, and lotteries, poker, I think there must be something else, but you know what I mean, will be the first to see its margins fully optimized and automated by algorithms?
Oof, this was a hard one because at the moment, example, let's so at the moment, most of the traffic that I can see from an affiliate standpoint, it's casino because it's I think the easiest to convert, and then people that come from casino goes to sportsbook. So I think this the funnel that starts casino first, and then they go into lottery or sportsbook and different. But now, example, I think you saw the prediction market is booming really, really a lot. We're seeing it a huge uptick in especially the US. Um, I think from all these, the optimization is going to come from the prediction market because now it's new, but there's the learnings from all the other sources, and they can implement it in this one now as well. So I think the prediction market will be most optimized because it has all the learnings from all the sources.
Okay, thank you. What will happen to the affiliate niche if or when, not sure which would be more apt, more operators will switch to in house media buying? Is that simply the natural evolution of the industry, or will it force a fundamental reinvention of traditional affiliate marketing?
So for affiliation, I don't think it will ever go under. The reason behind it is because there's more new casinos than old casinos at this point. Um, if there's demand, there is demand. The affiliates can. That's the thing, right? Because affiliates, they have this. They're marketeers. They know how to build traffic in certain regions. Maybe the casinos don't know yet because they're still starting. So they have to use affiliates initially to get the boost in traffic, for sure. They will grow eventually until when they have an internal team. But I mean, if you're a new casino, completely new, and you don't know where to start, you're just gonna go to an affiliate straight away. That is usually the case, unless you're willing to throw budgets and build a media team from scratch, which obviously needs a whole media team. Well,
Mhm.
and that's where you see the budget wise where it's better to do it. It's either get the affiliates to help you or build a team. So
Mm.
that's affiliation will never disappear completely. There's always going to be the need for them. Plus, I saw, though not sure about the percentage, but there is more than 50% traffic is owned by affiliates, anyways.
Mm.
As a new brand, those are the guys that you need to go to before you understand how much you're going to pay to build your own team.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, interesting. Honestly, I'm just a little shocked. Like 50%. Okay, let it be not 50, 40 something. That's still a lot. I mean, yeah.
Last time it was more than 50%, like 60 something percent, but I can be, there's a lot of factors that goes in. Example, the geos, how hard it is to rank in certain keywords, the campaigns, how they run. There's a lot of different things. And the thing about it as a marketeer, black hat, white hat, these marketers know how to bypass certain requirements or how to push certain requirements. So that is why they own this big chunk of the traffic source.
Hmm.
Also, there's a lot of traffic networks nowadays as well. So they're building their traffic source through other affiliates, other true networks, and it's combined. So it could be a network is giving you traffic from three other different networks. That is why most of the traffic is owned by affiliates, because most probably there's a network that's connected to other networks.
Hmm. Hmm. That's a connection, a report, a chain, I would say. Yeah. Okay. So, excessive regulation often pushes players into the gray market. Is there a particular case or geo that you think clearly illustrates the statement?
The UK at the moment, the UK
Oh.
is one of the harshest one. They launched the new tax rate. Most of the operators cannot operate with that tax. Plus the money they're paying already for margins. So what's going to happen? The acquisition team is always going to get the first hit. They make redundancy in the acquisition team. So what's going to happen when this happens is acquisition teams cannot buy traffic, and then there's going to be the offshore brands that are coming in, buying traffic at a higher rate than the white market can do, and it's always going to be a competition.
Mm.
After this case of, let's say, unregulated casinos come in, they're going to start competing as well for the keywords. They're going to have more budgets to compete with the white market casinos, basically.
Mm. So essentially, people will always find a way.
That's the thing. If a player say, okay, your casino, their brand closed, what they're going to do, they're always going to find another casino. You cannot, if it's a hobby, if it's something they have to do, they're always going to do it, right? They're going to find a way. And if oh, if there is a unregulated casino opening up, sometimes they don't even realize it's unregulated, and they find out it's unregulated after either they don't get paid, there's a lot of these kind of factors. But and it's a problem in the industry because you need the white market casinos to protect players from certain identity theft, fraud, and these kind of situations. And when you're pushing the market implemented that diverts more into the unregulated side, there's going to be a lot of these situations. And I don't think they even realize that this is a huge outcome that's going to happen. Anyone you ask about the UK market, they're going to tell you like it's it's a problematic situation.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting, actually. I never heard about the UK market in this regard, and now I think that this is really harsh. Like, they are pushing people into the gray area themselves willingly.
And because the entity that is introducing, it's not, I think sometimes you ask, do they care about the industry or just they want to get the tax money from it? And that is what keeps make you
Mm-hmm.
think. Because if they increase this harsh tax rate, most of the operators that cannot afford it will have to switch geo or close down. There's a lot of shops even, they're being closed down as well in the UK. So there's a lot of these scenarios where, do you say the regulators, are they trying to help the industry or are they just trying to make as much money as possible from it?
Mm-hmm. So it would be easier for them to embrace casinos and the industry in general.
I think the regulators should work hand in hand with casinos to not drastically affect margins. So, like we can all say that anti-money laundering and responsible gambling should always be in place because they are protecting the players and protecting the businesses, and they are needed in today's age. But when you're pushing too much, an operator cannot compete with unregulated casinos because they would have more budgets and more leeway on what they can acquire.
It's simply easier to work with unregulated casinos in this case, even for the player, because you don't really need to pay anything. You don't need to think about anything. You actually just log in and that's it. You're ready to play.
Exactly. So the player is always going to find the easier way. It's
Yeah.
it's a convenience thing as well. Plus, they get more stuff as well, right? Because example, in some geos, you're not even able to give any bonuses at all. So what's going to happen? There's going to be an unregulated casino that can give bonuses left and right. How are you going to compete with that unless you have a strong local brand that's is reputable?
I would also say that an average person is lazy. If they have an easier option, why would they look for shortcuts?
We're all lazy. We're all lazy. We save our credit cards on the internet as well, just to say we're all lazy. If it helps us pay or do something in less clicks, we do it. That's just
That saves time. That saves time.
exactly. So
And time is expensive, I would say. It's irredeemable. My friend used to say, "Well, I'm ready to buy anything that makes my life easier because I can work for money. Actually, that's what I do. I can earn money, but I cannot earn time. It cannot be played back." So, yeah, I understand it. So, many affiliates leave the industry after a series of setbacks caused by restrictions and regulatory pressure. And I understand that practically. For example, you have a finely tuned campaign and suddenly it flops just because there's another regulation and you fail to assess it and so forth. So, my question here is, do you think that's a rational decision or are they given up too early?
no, because the thing is, there depends how much the budget you're showing, right? Because if it's let's start from PPC. I have experience with PPC campaigns. We used to swap brands within hours. We don't give them too much chance, especially when the cost per click is 30 euro, 40 euro. If it's not bringing any good feature, like anything, just rotate them because you're spending a lot of money. And the thing is, with PPC example, it's very volatile. A brand can bring you 10 FTDs and the other one brings you to 0 and you're just spending anything on the click anyway. So using that mentality, test it for understand the budget, how much you can spend, do maybe a week or two, and then you focus on something else. If it works, it works. If not, trial and error, right? But affiliates example nowadays, they were in the problem that we're seeing is they were live in certain markets for a certain amount of time. And then out of the blue, a lot of regulations started popping in, reducing numbers and whatnot. So they were accustomed to a certain amount of profits, but now it's either declining or it's stagnated. What they're going to do, either they have to rethink a strategy to get into other markets or get into promoting unregulated casinos. Because the demand is still there. The traffic demand is there. It's more of a Do you want to work with regulated markets because they're safe and they're going to pay you confidently because it is an active casino for a long time? Or you're going to go with unregulated casinos and most probably they close in 2 to 3 months. And you go, this is the things that you have to test.
Thank you. And where do you think the industry is heading over the next couple of years? For example, do you expect the affiliate space to consolidate around a handful of large companies, or will smaller teams still be able to survive and build profitable businesses?
So this is a hard one because we're already seeing it, right? We're seeing already a big consolidation of big affiliate companies buying other affiliate companies and merging together. And nowadays, for you to become an affiliate from scratch, it's you without capital. I don't think you can. Before, to become an affiliate yourself, what did you do? You had some website, you did some blog here and there, and generated traffic within maybe a month or two. It was much easier back then. Nowadays, if you don't have capital to compete with the LLMs and everything, how can you do it? So I think there is still a way for you to try and become an affiliate, but not through the traditional methods of building a website by itself. You have to start with everything kind of thing. So let's say community building, again, this goes to the community building part, because I see it more working if you, let's say, you start a Facebook group about sports. You just put predictions or put some news about sports, people will start following you. And that's how you kind of transition into becoming an affiliate and try to monetize it through a website. But I think the traditional affiliation, it's a bit gone already, unless you have capital. And going down the line, I think the community building is going to be much more efficient than just having websites.
But you should have a website as an addition.
Well, you're still going to have it, because what's going to happen is you build the community and then you have a website, but it's not going to be the other way around. A website and just try to rank on keywords. You can do it, but the problem is there are people that compete, throwing money at it and competing with you with more AI blogs and more news. There is
SEO as well.
by yourself. Imagine you doing it as a part-time.
Oh, definitely not. I'm just going to be funny and that's it, and hope everything will work out.
Companies nowadays, they tell you like the investment they're doing in SEO now, maybe they see return in 7 months. That's a huge risk for a company already. Is it worth the risk to do that at this day and age? That's another question.
Now let's switch to the questions of personal branding. This is another interesting topic here. So the first question I would like to ask is, does an iGaming affiliate need a personal brand, even if they don't want to become a public speaker, public expert? They just want to buy traffic and do their job.
So depend the approach you want to take, right? Let's say if you want to build a brand, at least have some personality in the brand. You don't need to be the face of the brand if you don't want to, but you need to have some unique feature or something that is different than the other affiliate websites. For example, I know one website that it has a search bar that searches all the casinos they have added instead of multiple pages. So and even there's another one that you can ask them to add a casino on them to get maybe a better bonus. So there is this kind of thing that helps the player, and that's what you need to see. How would my website help the player? And that is the key fundamental, I think, to create something unique. Example lately as well, I saw a lot of applications releasing that gives predictions. You get tipsters to put predictions. That's really working well in the LATAM market example. So there are these things that work. It's just you need to find something that helps the player, because essentially that's who you want to attract, right? The player.
Yeah, that works for marketing in general. You're solving a problem for the player, for the customer, and so forth. You should be appealing.
That's the point, right? You have to find a problem that needs solved, and that's an affiliate. You're still a marketeer, right? That's the job. That's even though you're doing one part of it, but essentially affiliate, you should be knowing and basic understanding of all marketing principles, because that's usually how you combine everything together and maybe get a bigger funnel. But that's it. Just find a problem that you can solve for a player and use it to the optimizing as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. On a side note, does investing in a personal brand generate a measurable return, say in terms of revenue, I don't know, better deals, opportunities, recruitment, something along those lines?
There is a big brand example. Now at this point, everyone I think knows them. Ask Gamblers example. They have a big brand. They're well known. They invest a little money in the website. And I know people that working there really hard to maintain the rankings online as well. So the investment of them being at events, being on getting awards, even showing up in certain interviews, I think the personal branding part is helping them stay way on top of a lot of foreign websites as well. So yes, I would suggest it is important. Because again, this is something that in certain markets, there were situations where an affiliate would copy the other affiliate and replicate his website multiple times.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. This is outrageous.
There are even markets where an affiliate will just use all the branded keywords on a website,
Oh.
copy it multiple times, and then send the traffic to a competitor instead.
Well, that's smart, but not in the way I imply.
So there are these cases. Affiliate marketing sometimes can be harsh in this sense, right? Because you can report the website, DMC strike it, yes, but if they're creating multiple websites, at some point they're gonna manage to steal a client or two. If that makes sense.
So you see, I see now personal branding as a way of protection. So people know who you are and they understand what kind of services you deliver.
Yes. Plus, there are impersonators nowadays as well. Example,
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends, again, he's an affiliate. They had their name, and everyone tried to replicate their name on Telegram to steal clients or steal operators. Even operators get them to pay them a certain amount of money just so they pretended to be them. So yes, personal branding and having a face. If having a face, I think helps in this case because there's a lot of fraudulent methods that
Mm-hmm.
someone can copy your website. It's not that hard.
But that's very much similar to what celebrities have to deal with.
Exactly, and that's the thing because there's a lot of money involved as well. Because some top lists they sell for thousands. So if someone managed to get half of what the actual price is, and he's only imitating the person, he's not doing anything. It's free money for them. So it puts them in this position. Why not try?
Mm-hmm. Now there is another facet of the entire problem. Before you, I didn't think of that, honestly. I didn't think that there is some kind of show business in the iGaming niche.
It is. It's big. Well, if you go on panels and go to events, there is a bit of showmanship. Kind of how well. If you have attended events, even you saw the stands, how colorful they are, how entertaining. The entertainment part is still part. It is the entertainment part of the industry, right? It's still it's a root of it.
Yeah, but you see, when you speak about show business, like, I don't know, Dua Lipa, Sabrina Carpenter, or whoever that is, Baby No Money, yeah, that's one thing. But when you speak about, say, iGaming, you're like, well, it's probably different. It's not the same thing. Not that they have Met Gala.
As well, they're getting big influencers now. They're getting DJ influencers. There's football influencers to promote.
Yeah, but I never really thought about that. It's like, it's a revelation for me here. You see? I'm very slow on the uptake.
Obviously, it costs them a lot of money, but there are brands that hired DJs, pop singers, rappers. There's a lot of these.
Yeah, a lot of people. But really, I just realized it right now. Like, how did it happen? Why am I so slow on the uptake today? I don't know. Probably didn't sleep enough. So, yeah. Many successful affiliates choose to stay out of the public eye due to regulatory risks and additional scrutiny that comes with visibility. How did you resolve that tension for yourself?
So for us, I always worked with brands that had licenses, so it wasn't that problem. Even for affiliation, we had our own licenses. At the moment, we have we sort of were not doing anything that would affect our business in the regulated sense or unregulated sense. So, but what you need to do is, I saw companies that would adhere to regulatory terms by folding websites on that sense that if a brand is there, they're not going to penalize. But then they would have other assets that are separate completely from them, and they only promote the unregulated ones that are on the Curaçao license, Anjouan, the other licenses that are not that localized. The important part is to keep these separate, because the operator is going to get penalized, obviously, if they're one on one, if you put them on both sides. But again, from the affiliate standpoint, this is not against regulations unless the country you're targeting says so. Example, let's say Canada.
Mm-hmm.
To target a certain part of Canada, you have to have a license with the commission there, in the gambling commission there. So if you're targeting there, yes, as an affiliate. Even the US, you have to have a license for every state. So there is that requirement. But some countries, they don't really target affiliates in that sense and just say, you shouldn't be marketing in SMS or email. That is only the adherence that an affiliate needs to do. And the reason why they won't do it is because the operators won't accept that traffic, because they would get penalized for accepting that traffic. So the regulator most likely won't go after the affiliate, but they will go after the operator.
Mm-hmm.
So the operator has to do a lot of due diligence on what traffic sources they're accepting.
Dodging bullets, I guess.
Exactly. But there's a lot of these kind of situations where an operator have to know it's KYB, know your business, who you're dealing with, and making sure that what the affiliate traffic is pushing, it's actually following marketing regulations in that geo.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, this was the last question. I had a few more, but yeah, you see, time is up. Thank you so much for your time. It was a very interesting conversation. I didn't expect to get some show business, as I have previously said, but now I understand it a little better. The more I discuss iGaming, the more enticing it seems to me.
Yeah.
It's like playing a game on Steam, right?
Exactly.
Seriously.
But anyways, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it.
Bye-bye. As for our listeners, I'm very happy to announce that you can find Brendon's extensive two-part interview on our official website. The link is always on our Instagram and LinkedIn accounts. Don't be shy and give us a follow.